My sister married my ex-fiancé, so I changed my name and became her husband's boss. My sister walked down the aisle in my wedding dress, holding the hand of the man I was supposed to marry, and no one in my family even looked at me. They said I was too dramatic, said I couldn't handle heartbreak like an adult. So instead of grieving, I disappeared. I changed my name, moved across the country, started from scratch with nothing but an old laptop and a lot of hate in my chest. And now I sign his paychecks. Now my sister calls me ma'am in front of the board. And the man who broke me? He doesn't even know who I really am. Not yet. But he's about to find out. I was always the quiet one, the responsible daughter, the one who helped clean the house, covered for my siblings, and gave up outings because someone had to stay with grandma. That someone was always me. My sister, Amelia, was the golden girl. The spotlight followed her around like a trained dog. She got away with everything. Bad grades, sneaking out, stealing my clothes, lying to my parents, and they'd still pat her head and call her their beautiful little miracle. I didn't mind. At least, I told myself I didn't. I thought being the dependable one would pay off eventually. I thought love would balance the scales. And then I met Ryan. He wasn't flashy, but he made me feel seen. He remembered the way I took my tea, opened doors for me, and looked at me like I was the girl, not just a girl. We met in college, stayed together through graduation, got engaged a year later. My parents liked him. My sister pretended to. I should have seen it coming. I remember one night clearly. It was the week of my bridal shower. I came home to find Amelia sitting on the couch with Ryan, laughing. Way too close. I walked in and they jumped apart like teenagers caught doing something they shouldn't. I laughed it off. I was naive. I thought, maybe they're just bonding. She'll be my maid of honor after all. But then the weird little things started piling up. She suddenly had the same cologne on her coat that Ryan wore. He changed his phone password for the first time in 4 years. And once, when I borrowed Amelia's laptop, a message pinged. Can't wait to be free. 3 more weeks. It was from Ryan. I confronted him. He denied it badly. Then he cried. He begged. He said it was a mistake, that he was confused, that Amelia came on too strong. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to. But the day before our wedding, he was gone. No explanation. Just silence. My sister blocked me on everything. 2 months later, my mom sent me a wedding invitation. Amelia and Ryan were getting married. Same venue. Same guest list. Same dress. My dress. I didn't attend their wedding. Of course I didn't. I didn't cry either. Not during the ceremony. Not when I saw the pictures plastered all over Facebook with comments like, they're perfect, or love always finds a way. No. I packed a single suitcase and left. No goodbye. No announcement. Just a silent exit. I took a night bus across 3 states. I had no job waiting, no plan, no friends in the city. Just a deep, ice-cold fury that burned hotter than grief. I changed my name within the month. Legally. I buried my past with the same precision a surgeon uses to remove cancer. I didn't want to be reminded of who I used to be. I rented a room in a shared apartment. 5 strangers, 1 kitchen, 3 rules. Don't eat each other's food. Clean up after yourself. No drama. Rule 3 was my specialty. I worked late nights at a call center. Started taking online coding classes during the day. Slept in snatches on the subway on my desk, wherever my mind wouldn't race. It wasn't glamorous, but it was mine. 2 years in, I got my first full-time role as a junior developer. 3 years later, I was managing a small team. By year 4, I was head of product for a startup that got acquired for $6.2 million. And me? I didn't cash out. I reinvested. Started my own consultancy, quietly, privately, under my new name. By year 6, I had enough money to never look back. But I did. Just once. And guess whose name popped up on LinkedIn under Marketing Director, Thompson Tech Solutions? Ryan Thompson. My ex-fiancé. My sister's husband. Working for a mid-sized tech firm. One of my clients. At first, I froze. I hadn't seen that name in years. But curiosity has a nasty habit of clawing through scars. So I did what any professional would do. I requested a meeting. Under my company name, of course. He had no reason to recognize the woman behind the logo. And he didn't. He walked into that boardroom wearing the same cologne I remembered. Smiled like he owned the room. Didn't even glance twice at me. Perfect. He pitched his campaign like it was the next big thing. But the numbers didn't add up. His strategy was weak. And I let him talk. For 40 minutes straight, I let him believe he was winning me over. Let him throw around jargon, lean back in his chair, and mansplain marketing to a woman he unknowingly left at the altar. Then I spoke. Softly. Professionally. We'll review your pitch and get back to you. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. He shook my hand. Still no recognition. I didn't kill his deal. Not yet. Instead, I approved it with conditions. Conditions that would make him accountable directly to me. Weekly check-ins. Daily email summaries. Real-time budget reports. Suddenly, I was in his inbox more than his wife. At first, he was smug. Then annoyed. Then quiet. The moment he broke was subtle. He walked into one of our video calls, distracted, phone in hand. He didn't mute fast enough. She's driving me insane, he muttered. I have to ask permission for everything. I smiled. Is everything all right, Ryan? Yes. Of course. Sorry. My sister popped up behind him for a second on camera. Hair in a towel. A baby crying in the background. She looked tired. He looked trapped. And I looked successful, polished, and absolutely in control. A few weeks later, our firm was planning to acquire Thompson Tech. The deal was already in motion. Ryan had no clue. And at the final negotiation table, when their CEO asked me to introduce myself formally, I stood up and said, "My name is Ava Monroe, formerly Ava Callahan. And I think some of you already know me." Ryan turned to stone. He looked at me like he'd seen a ghost. Because, in a way, he had. The girl he left behind had died long ago. This woman? She was his boss now. The silence after I said my real name was almost comical. Ryan blinked. Once. Twice. And then he whispered, barely loud enough for the room to hear. Ava? I didn't flinch. Yes, I said calmly. Your former fiancé. The one you left without a word. The one you humiliated. The one you let my own sister take everything from, while you both smiled for the camera like you'd earned it. Dead silence. I turned to the CEO of Thompson Tech. I'm sure your team had no idea about our history. I assure you my review was fair. The merger will proceed. But I will no longer work with Mr. Thompson directly. He'll report to my senior manager moving forward. And after the acquisition is final, I'd like to restructure his position entirely. Translation. You're about to be demoted, Ryan, by the woman you once abandoned. He didn't say a word. He couldn't. His jaw clenched, his face turned red, and I watched the moment the weight of it hit him. He wasn't the powerful one anymore. He hadn't been for a long time. I thought that would be the end of it. But Amelia, my perfect, golden, spotlight-addicted sister, had other plans. She called me that same night. 3 missed calls. Then a text. We need to talk. You humiliated my husband. I ignored it. Next morning, she showed up at my building. Hair perfect. Makeup flawless. Baby strapped to her chest like armor. She didn't say hello. What the hell is wrong with you? She hissed. Are you seriously that bitter? I looked her in the eyes for the first time in nearly 7 years. You stole my fiancé, Amelia. My wedding. My future. And you expect me to what? Bake you a thank you cake. She scoffed. You disappeared. No one knew where you went. You abandoned the family. I almost laughed. You mean the family that sent me your wedding invitation in my dress? That family. She looked flustered. Ryan says he barely recognized you. You changed everything, your name, your look. That's manipulative. I stepped closer, voice low. You don't get to call me manipulative. I changed because I had to. I built myself from scratch while you were busy playing house with the man you stole. And now, I'm the one who gets to decide whether he keeps his job. She was trembling now, not from fear. From rage. You'll ruin him. I raised an eyebrow. No, Amelia. He already did that himself. I'm just letting the world see it. She opened her mouth, then closed it. And for once in her life, she had nothing left to say. I didn't fire Ryan. I didn't need to. He left the company 2 months after the acquisition. Rumors said he couldn't handle the new leadership, which, of course, was me. As for Amelia, she blocked me. Again. But not before sending me one last message. I hope you're proud of yourself. And you know what? I am. Not because I got revenge. Not because I became her husband's boss. But because I proved something to myself. I didn't need anyone's permission to be powerful. I didn't need my family's love to feel whole. And I didn't need Ryan to feel worthy of being loved. The girl I used to be died the day they betrayed me. And the woman I became? She signs the checks now. She owns the table. And she never forgets. You thought leaving me would break me. But all it did was give me the freedom to become someone you can never touch again.